WLYR 93.0 is the station, that's what's up. Samurai Panda Sports is the show, and we about to cut it up now. Well, happy free agency day. Grab your pens or your pencils. Take a seat. Hope you packed a lunch today. It's time for the grade books.
Grades? Grades? I got no damn grades.
So in class today, we are going to be going over the AFC West, starting with your wonderful Super Bowl champions,
Kiss the rings, bitch.
the Kansas City Chiefs. 14-3, won the division because of course they did. There's not much you can say about this team really. Pat Mahomes, Andy Reid, duh. They got a star in Isaiah Pacheco. They hit on that one.
Oh shit.
Jared McKinnon's no joke. Edwards-Helaire, if he's healthy, I'm not sure what happened to him at the end of the year. Andy Reid at the helm, the sky's the limit for this offense, seriously. A lot of people are concerned about the Eric Bieniemy loss. I get it. However, the thing with the Chiefs is that whatever they lose, they tend to gain. They lost Tyreek Hill last year. They won the Super Bowl anyway. Eric Bieniemy is a huge key to that offense, but Matt Nagy is actually a decent play caller. Say what you want about his Chicago days, but he did take Mitch Trubisky to the playoffs. Now, the defense wasn't really that good, but it's a young defense, which means they can mold, they can still develop, and the Chiefs are kind of pretty good at that. They're good at drafting too. Even though they lost Frank Clark, and who knows what's going to happen with the Chris Jones thing, they can still draft and they can still develop, and they're pretty good at drafting. I mean, all the pieces they got on defense this year, a lot of them were rookies, and they made an impact already. You gotta understand, drafting and developing is a thing too. No, they're not gonna hit right out the gate. Sometimes you just gotta mold them a little bit and they can grow into something. But seriously, I mean, there's not much you can say about this offense. First in pass yards per game, first in yards per game, first in yards per drive, first in points per game, second and third down, second in red zone.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
They're undeniable. They just got to get a rushing attack, which they can definitely do that. They have the offensive genius to do that. All they really got to do is just really tweak the defense a little bit. I mean, the red zone defense was
Terrible.
You couldn't stop anybody in the red zone. It was good enough to win the Super Bowl. The Chiefs get an A.
Victory screech!
They won the chip. That's the whole point of the season, is to get to the playoffs and get to the Super Bowl and win it. So they got another Lombardi dynasty on the way. Yeah, probably. They're probably the next Patriots.
Oh, come on!
I do like the Chiefs as a franchise better than I do the Patriots. Moving on to the Los Angeles Chargers. Okay, so Chargers 10-7, second in the division. The thing with the Chargers is that yes, Justin Herbert, yes, Keenan Allen, yes, Mike Williams, yes, Gerald Everett. However, Austin Eckler said he wanted out.
The fuck?
That's the problem. I hope they work it out because he is way too much of a weapon to lose. You can't lose him. You can't just let him walk. I hope they don't. I hope they find a way to keep him around. I really hope they do. Now, as far as the team overall this year, it was a typical Charger season.
Unacceptable!
Take that how you want to. The passing offense was there. It's just the rushing attack wasn't. They finished 30th in rushing. There was some weird things with this team. We all saw the playoff loss, but it was just a weird year. But the Chargers are just a weird team. Now, the whole thing that comes down to for the Chargers, for me personally, is coaching. I don't like Staley. How are you a defensive-minded coach? And your defense is this.
Whack.
28th in rushing on defense? You're a defense-minded coach. You have one job. Defense. Now, play calling was a bit suspect this year. Basically, they turned Justin Herbert into a check-down machine. I'm like, that's not his game. He is a gunslinger. And he can sling it really well. Like, so let him do his thing.
And he can pass!
Justin Herbert is a damn good quarterback. They really need to get the defense tuned up. They got some good players on there. Bosa, Mack, Jackson, Samuel. They got pieces there. It's just put it together. You're a defensive-minded coach. Now, they did get a new offensive coordinator, and I hope they bring Eckler back. They really got to tune the running game and tune the defense as a whole. It's like Swiss cheese. You can't stop the run. You give it too many yards, give it too many points. If Staley can focus on defense and not worry so much about the offense, get a good play caller on offense in there, the Chargers would be really good. There's a lot of hopes. Knowing the Chargers, they're probably going to Charger it.
You fucked it up! You fucked it up!
I give the Chargers a C. It was a mass season, another mass season. My worry is that if they don't fix the offense, Justin Herbert will turn into the next version of Phillip Rivers. Great stats, just doesn't go anywhere. And I hate to say that. I liked Phillip Rivers as a player. He put up the numbers, just didn't go anywhere. Barely made it in the playoffs. I was hoping that Sean Payton would come to LA and they got Staley out of there, but maybe, they were just tied to the cap and they just couldn't do it. Some things really need to turn around. Otherwise, this team is not going anywhere. C, meh. C for charging it, because they always do. Moving on to the Las Vegas Raiders. So Raiders 6-11, third in the division. Let's just get this out the way. Yes, Jimmy G is coming to the Raiders. Whoop-de-doo. It doesn't wow me. Did I think that they would probably go for Rodgers? I thought so. I thought they would also go for Lamar, but for Jimmy G, which, yes, I know him and McDaniels, they have a connection. I get it. And that's why it didn't work out this year with Derek Carr, was because they were clashing and they weren't meshing. I just don't know, because it's Jimmy G. It's literally a lateral move. It's literally, okay, we got rid of Derek Carr for Jimmy G. That's the same thing as getting rid of Jimmy G for Derek Carr. You know what I mean? So, it's not like you got significantly better. You didn't get worse, but it's a smart move because, yes, he's with the system. He's familiar with the system. Now, you have a really good dynamic weapons on offense. Devontae Adams, Darren Waller. Quick editor's note. Darren Waller is with the Giants now. Carry on. Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs. They re-signed Abdullah. And Hollins is no joke either. It's still Jimmy G. Jimmy G had CMC, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. You see where I'm getting at here? Which leads me to defense. What the fucking fuck? It doesn't matter what you do on offense. They could have went and got Aaron Rodgers, but none of that matters if your defense is this horrible.
You suck!
How are you damn near last in almost every statistical category? 27th in yards per game, 29th in pass yards per game, 19th in rushing. That's probably their best stat. That's probably thanks to Crosby and Chandler Jones. 28th in plays per drive, 29th, they couldn't get off the field at all. 29th in yards per drive, 26th in points per game, 26th in third down, 29th in the red zone.
Terrible!
Now, they made some moves. They got Epps from Philly. I just read that. That's a good pickup. You need more than that. This defense sucks. It's terrible. Please, Raiders, tune up the defense. You keep working on the defense. Just build up that defense. Please, please, please. Look at all the leads they've blown. Look at that Colts game. Look at that Rams game. You let somebody who just learned the offense in 48 hours beat you. You let somebody who was not even a coach, who was an ESPN analyst, he literally did what every Madden player's dream was to coach an NFL game in real life. Like, seriously, you let him do that. And he won.
Unacceptable!
Do I think Jimmy G's the answer?
Hell to the no, no. Hell no.
I'm literally left meh. Literally. I don't know how to really grade that one. Overall, D. D for defense, because you need it. I'm not sure about the Jimmy G thing. I just don't know. We'll see, though. And last, but certainly last, the Denver freaking Broncos.
Broncos country, let's ride.
They almost got a failing grade, but the defense literally saved them. Broncos finished 5-12. Last in the division. Of course they did. Let's start with the good things. The defense was phenomenal the entire year. 6th in yards per game. 12th in pass yards per game, 10th in rush yards per game. Good in the red zone. Great on third down. Like, they did their job, and I feel so bad for this defense because this defense was spectacular throughout the entire year. They kind of fell apart at the end, but can you blame them? They literally carried this team as much as they could. But unfortunately, that freaking offense, holy cow. Last in scoring, last in third down percent. You know it's bad You know how bad you have to be on third down for your home crowd to count down the play clock for you? I don't know what the hell that was last year. I can't tell if it was Hackett, if it was Russell. I don't know what it was. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Sean Payton is in there. Awesome. The owners have deep pockets. They can make moves. Now, I did see that they are possibly going to let their receiving core, the entire receiving core, just walk out the room. Like, there was trade talks with Courtland Sutherland. There was trade talks with KJ Hamler. There was trade talks with Jared Jeudy. Like, if they don't, start getting some pieces here, they might not have any offense at all. I mean, Javonte Williams should be back, but this team was terrible on offense. I don't know whose fault it was, but it was just bad. It was just bad. Do I need to go over the Colts game? No. Okay. Offense was just not even there. Which leads me to Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, he has a dynamic personality. Now, that could go a good way or a bad way, but I feel like in this case, it could be a bad way. And it's not because I'm not saying he's a bad dude. He seems like a good dude.
Broncos country, let's ride.
The only thing is that his personality doesn't really mesh with a lot of people in the locker room, because there's been a lot of talks of fights and arguments, even back in the Seattle days. It's really showing here, and the fact that a lot of receivers went out, a lot of people want to get traded. I don't know what's going on. There was the whole quarterback, his whole office on the second floor thing with the execs and everything. Like, I don't know. I'm glad Sean Payton stepped in and said, like, hey, F all that. We ain't doing that here. You can get on with that. We'll see what happens this year. I mean, Sean Payton is an offensive genius. I was hoping he would go to the Chargers, but he went to Denver instead. We'll see what happens. I mean, he can probably make that work. He is beefing up the O-line already. They need it because injuries decimated this team.
Oh, I'm hurt. Oh, my neck, my back.
I give him an E. There's not much you can say about it. I give him an E.
Unacceptable!
Almost a fail, but the defense literally saved their asses.
Defense. Defense.
We'll see what Sean Payton does with this offense. Let's see if Russell Wilson can get back to form.
Let's ride.
On that note, class is dismissed. WLYR 93.0 is the station. That's what's up. SamuraiPandaSports is the show. Don't get cut. I will see you guys next time. We're going to kick it over to the NFC, and we're going to start with the NFC East, the runner-ups. On that note, this is your boy Lyricist the Kid signing off. We out.